going down, Pharell! So welcome to the post-Summerslam edition of the Club Kayfabe podcast. As always, I'm Pat McDermott. We have Dan Peck.
I got ice in my titties!
Best quote ever.
And that was Chris O'Mealy.
This is episode 65, you guys.
65?
But it's special because this
We
is
can't try.
My last recording in Florida. Next week, I will be recording live from Pennsylvania. Dun dun dun.
Obviously, the string for the tin cans will need to be shorter, finally.
Well, obviously. You're going to have to horse and buggy this podcast.
Lols. So we had a pop-a-view, a special event, or whatever they want to call them now.
A good pay-per-view.
A network per view.
A great pay-per-view. Yeah, a network per view, because they show it.
$9.99 per view.
A SummerSlam that was better than several SummerSlams of years past, despite the internet's opinion of the matter.
Better than about half of them, at least.
Yes.
Last year came pretty close, but I think this one was better.
The difference?
Showmanship.
The difference.
Brock
16 German
Lesnar.
suplexes.
Oh yeah, that was the difference. No, he was there last year too, and he also had one of the best matches there last year.
He actually had the best match, but it wasn't up for best match because, no.
Actually, two guys who had best match last year had the best match this year on this pay-per-view.
Yes, indeed.
So anyway,
So pre-show. Pre-show.
premix. We had RVD take on Cesaro, and look at this guy. 5-star frog splash. Cesaro doesn't win the match, but it was probably, about 15-minute match?
8. If you believe Wikipedia numbers, of course. But yeah, it was an 8-minute match, but it's RVD and Cesaro, so it feels like a longer match because they both told a good story.
Because they're both doing that wrestling thing.
Wrestle.
I was legit surprised that Cesaro didn't get the win because I know Van Dam's at the end of his
He's done.
end of his current run here, but that will come to fruition on the Smackdown show we're not going to review.
Oh yeah. Oh, so that's it for him?
For now.
He's going to take a break,
Yeah,
get high.
Smoked a lot of weed because he's
They were-
banned now.
They had to write him off with the Rumble.
Well, no wonder. People go, oh, it's a shame RVD doesn't get pushed. Like, if he's going to take a break every 3 months, why would they invest their time?
Exactly.
LOL, he had 3 world title matches last time he was...
Well, that's when there were 2 titles.
That's also when Del Rio was holding it, so...
Who? El Patron?
El Patrones.
So let's talk
So-
about the SummerSlams.
Well, it starts out with Hulk Hogan. And he comes out and he says, hey, dudes,
Totally useless waste of 5 minutes.
what would SummerSlam be without me, brother? Well, we're about to find out.
Longer matches?
Because $9.99 dudes in WWE Universe, Network, and show go.
Alright, I'm going to say this. I get the $9.99 overhype that they're going with, but it's really stupid when they hype the $9.99 on shows that you're already watching on the network. Like, for example, main events.
Right,
For example, let's break in the middle of this pre-show match to advertise a pay-per-view you already bought.
Well, did you hear last week, I think it was Jerry Lawler actually said during the Raw post show, he's like, I think if they're subscribed already, they know it's $9.99.
And he probably got bitched out by Kevin Dunn for that one.
Oh shit, my mic's on! Whoops! Puppies! So, the actual first match of the show is Dolph Ziggler versus the champion, The Miz.
For the...
IC Championship! Yes! I could not wait to do that!
And Miz comes out dressed like...
Oh.
Dressed all in white. How appropriate.
And his Oscott, or whatever it is,
Was awful.
yes, it is awful. But they had a really good match together, and we got Dolph Ziggler with a surprise win with a zigzag, and now he's the new Intercontinental Champion.
Talks about how he's a freaking movie star and everything, and despite the fact that it's not really true, he still fucks up every single promo he cuts live. Every single one he gets ahead like 3 words at the beginning of it.
Well, that's because he doesn't have his lines there.
Right. I like his new character, and I was actually surprised that he was such a short-lived IC champion, but then again, what was the Intercontinental Championship? It was always the Workman's Championship, the Workers' title.
And who's a better worker than The Miz? A lot of people, most especially Dolph Ziggler.
Most especially Dolph Ziggler, who's the best worker on the roster. So,
but I honestly think they couldn't go any further with Dolph Ziggler being the guy who just comes this close to winning. They actually had to give him that win for a change because
otherwise he's fucking buried.
Right, people are buried, but people are really behind Dolph Ziggler. Give him the title. Make him a serious threat, and now that there's only one world championship, this means a hell of a lot more.
And that would be the perfect feud for Bad News Barrett to come back for and feud for the belt would be against Ziggler.
Oh, yeah. Easily. But this feud with The Miz, I think the matches are good. I think they're some of the best matches that Miz ends up having. Right. And so I'm fine with this feud continuing.
And Barrett breaks his forearm breaks his forearm on Ziggler's head, which gives Ziggler another concussion, and they both go out.
And you wanted me to come back and feud for this title? Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I do like Miz's character of indie worker pretending to be a Hollywood star.
I actually
That's
do
his
like
character,
that
right?
Character.
No, it's good.
No,
it's good. But it is very indie.
But before we move on, I need to point out that I was
it's
wrong
irrelevant.
on almost every... Yeah, of course. I was wrong on almost every prediction tonight with this event, but I think every match had a very intelligently booked finish, and I'm going to talk about them in detail.
Guess what? WWE 2K14 went 5-3. It was like its best night ever.
All right, so let's move on to the Divas Championship.
Yep.
Shortest match on the card, but
Paige A. Lee, and the title switch is back.
Yeah, I was very surprised with that one because I really didn't think they were gonna give the belt back to Paige, but it makes sense because she just revamped her character. So let's take it another step further.
By the way, could I name any guy that would not do Paige's finisher, which is the Rampage?
Oh!
There we go.
Oh.
Whoa!
Suck a lemon, Patrick.
Suck on a lemon.
Paige and AJ had a really good 5-minute match, and I was shocked.
Because
3 wasn't enough.
Of course not. I was surprised by the finish, but I liked the direction it went in after all.
I really loved the match, and I was like, when it was over, I was like, that was a good match. And then I looked at the clock and I went, oh, that was really short. Didn't feel as short as it was.
Again, good booking.
So
wrestling, man.
Next we had not a flag match.
Yeah. Just a 1-2-3 match where the winner had their flag raised.
Yeah. As soon as it was announced like that, I'm like, well, I'm wrong. Because I predicted Swagger to win. So I'm like, if all he has to do is grab the flag, he's going to win this match. It's like, he's got to get pinned. Ah, shit.
So I'm like, where are the flags? Oh, they're on the outside on the floor. And then Rusev goes to the outside. I'm like, he's going to win!
To be fair, this was probably Rusev's best match since he debuted.
Oh, because he's like, oh, my leg!
Because he actually sold and told a story.
My toes!
Yeah, last pay-per-view, he was in the freaking hold for like a minute and a half. No problem. This time, 5 seconds, and he's like, my leg is broken.
Someone said that he did a great job of selling the leg subtly. I disagree with subtly.
No, he didn't have a leg to stand on.
Aww.
He gowaned this.
One of his legs became sim-sacked.
His bad leg.
Working on the bad leg!
This is the one match I disagreed with the finish, because I really think that they should have given this one to Swagger, because I don't think it would have hurt Rusev for Swagger to...
Wait, you disagree with the blood from a swag finish?
I don't think it would have hurt Rusev to lose this match. I think he still would have been the dominant guy, and he probably would have had an interesting rebound storyline, but instead it's just like, oh, we won, LOL, Russia rules, and
but
that doesn't change anything.
Giving knocked out concussion syndrome to the guy who gave people concussions is pretty funny in retrospect.
Oh, Swaggy.
Classic swags. So, next we had a lumberjack match. Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, which was a really good match. It was probably one of the best lumberjack matches I've seen in a long time.
I think it was the best lumberjack match I've ever seen because they did something different. And they talked about it in that Shield documentary on the network where it was like...
Which was awesome, by the way.
It was. We're going to do something different that they're not going to expect, because they're not going to expect a lumberjack match to spill out into the crowd and for the guys to really get this invested into it. And I think that was a really good idea. They took a much different approach with it.
Well, I know how pissed the internet was. I think we were probably the only people saying this is going to be a great match and the booking of a lumberjack match makes sense, whereas everybody else was complaining, that's such a boring stipulation match. Why aren't they in a steel cage or something?
The only thing that made sense was character-wise from Ambrose, even though he justified it, it did seem a little weak for the character they were going with, but like he still made it make sense.
Right, I had no problem with that actually, and I like that he hit the curb stomp on Rollins.
I like that Damien Sandow was dressed like an actual lumberjack.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. So they spill to the outside, they get through all the lumberjacks, they go into the crowd. Lumberjacks are like, whatever, dude. And then not Demon Kane, but
yes.
Corporate Kane.
Corporate Kane.
Comes out and he's like, guys, you gotta get him back in the ring. And they're like, fuck you, Kane. And he's like, oh, really?
He's like, I have the authority to do this. And then he's like, LOL chokeslam!
And then so then they get back in the ring, and you can clearly see the Money in the Bank briefcase just hanging out in the corner, so you already know the finish.
It was still a good match, and it got a lot of people invested into it, so I gotta give them a lot of credit with this one. Yeah,
it had everybody at a fever pitch, and then Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho had to follow this up and did a totally different style of match. It was much more character-driven.
Yeah, and Bray Wyatt went over.
Bray Wyatt went over, and he did one of my favorite spots that he likes to do, which is the Sister Abigail on the outside into the barricade. Yeah.
That's like an OMG moment in the new game.
It's gonna be. It's gotta be.
What I really liked
He's
about
done it twice. It has to be.
What I liked about this, because I felt like it was obvious, was the whole stipulation was that Rowan and Harper were banned from ringside, but the match before this, you knew they were in the building because they were lumberjacks. So I was just like, that kind of kills the mystique, because instead of wondering if they're even present in the building, we know they are. But they didn't interfere at all. They let it be Wyatt versus Jericho, and they let the characters tell the story.
And that also lets... Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Made it good.
That also makes Bray Wyatt's win mean more, though. He did it on his own.
Right. Oh, and Pat, you got to talk about Jericho.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. That's right. So he was talking on his podcast about his jackets and how they were fizzing out. And the jacket he actually wore was the one that he bought exclusively for the Fozzy concerts. I just thought that was kind of cool because he was talking about how that was only for those concerts and he wasn't going to wear it anywhere else. And SummerSlam, he's like, my jackets don't work. Got to wear this one.
And this one actually worked. Although we could see the wires.
We could see the wires.
The wire just right there.
That one started smoking when I saw him in concert. And he's like, get this thing off of me.
Oh, God.
So, there is nothing... Well, okay, there is something kind of bad in this card, but we're not there yet. So, Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon is another awesome match. Yes, there's fodder. Oh, go ahead.
There was fodder. Here's the one thing I'm going to say about the finish in general. The way they built it, it was stupid for Stephanie to go over. Because what does your classic wrestling 101 tell you? When
if you lose all the way, yeah.
Yeah. When the heel is being this insufferable and you have everything to lose and the heel goes over, it can actually kill the feud off, especially if you don't have a decent follow-up booked. Yes, they took the route with the Nikki heel turn, so that's how it made sense. But, like, it's going to be one of those feuds where Stephanie doesn't actually get her comeuppance in the end, and that's a weak feud, IMO, because I'm going off of what I learned in wrestling. However, that is my only complaint in this match. Everything else worked, and to everybody who says Triple H sells nothing, he sold shit out of a drop
a baseball slide, yeah. He took a baseball slide from Brie Bella, and he was like, "Oh my god, that was the guy who was."
Brie Bella hurt Triple H more than freaking Daniel Bryan did at WrestleMania.
I swear, I thought Triple H had the sledgehammer like underneath his tie, and he was just gonna pull it out from underneath.
Under his tie?
Yes.
It's tucked into the front of his pants.
His tie is the sledgehammer?
Yes, his tie is the sledgehammer.
Dude, he should totally have sledgehammer ties. God damn.
WWE Shop, get on that.
A really good match, another character-driven match. The Nikki heel turn was kind of predictable, but it still worked.
As soon as she got in the ring, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yep, that was it. That's when you knew it was happening.
Do you care that you got pedigree 2 weeks ago? Nope. I can't wait to talk about that promo on Raw. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Alright, let's talk about the legitimate week match on the card. Not the last 5 minutes of it.
The match that felt like it was a week?
But the rest of the match.
So Randall Ortron takes on Roman Reigns in the match that nobody really cares about and forgot was on the card. Everyone's like, I guess it's main event time. Nope. And so things happen. And does anyone want to talk about this match?
All right, the last 3 minutes of this match were really, really good. Great false
Oh,
finishes.
the punt kick and stuff?
Yeah, good false finishes, good reversals.
Allow me to lead my spear with my head instead of my shoulder.
And the right guy went over. But the match itself leading up to it was kind of a crowd killer. So instead of being the legend killer, Randy Orton's now the crowd killer.
Well,
no, that's Roman.
They had to bring the crowd down from that great Stephanie McMahon match.
Yeah.
To prepare them for the main event.
The main event. The thing is, like, here's the thing about Roman Reigns, because I said this before. I have no problem with him being the chosen one, and I know a lot of people are complaining. They're pushing him too fast. He's not ready yet. But here's the thing. They're pushing him for a WrestleMania moment. He could very well be ready for that by the time WrestleMania rolls around, but he has to work better programs. Randy Orton was the wrong program.
Wait, if this is the guy who they're thinking, their choices right now are The Rock or Roman Reigns to go against Brock Lesnar. I want neither of those, please.
Well then, well, actually, there's a question we're going to answer that would.
Oh, okay.
That'll take care of that.
So we can go into that in more detail later.
Yes. Let's actually talk about the main event now, which was actually shorter than the Roman Reigns match, according to Wikipedia.
When Brock hit the F5 like 10 seconds into the match, I was like, oh my god!
I thought it was over. I was like, wow.
This match was, can I say, not only 10 years in the making, but everything it needed to be. And not because I'm like, oh my god, I hate John Cena. I understand John Cena. I don't like his character. I don't like anything his character does. I don't like his overbearingness on TV. But I appreciate what he did in this match, and that was let a guy who's been built for 10 years have the living snot kicked out of him and put over some guy who legitimately deserves that. Brock Lesnar is a monster, and this match made him feel like that. The storyline now is, who in the hell could ever beat Brock Lesnar? Do you think Randy Orton stands a chance? Do you think anybody on the roster? Yeah, like, Seth Rollins is just like, here's my briefcase.
I actually
just graft it to the title.
I like when I agree with Mark Madden on things, because it actually happens more often than it has any right to.
What a mark.
But he made a really good point. He said the best thing that they could possibly do was let Lesnar dominate Cena. He said it was the smartest idea for booking, and I think he was right. I think that was the best decision they made, because Super Cena went down like a sack of crap, and now everybody's talking about Lesnar as champion, and everybody's like, who can even stop him?
You know, I saw people bitching about, they're like, oh, all Brock did was stand around after suplexes, gassed the entire match. He wasn't gassed. He was playing a game of cat and mouse with John Cena. Like,
yeah, he was just not gassed. That was definitely not gassed.
That was all part of the match. Was he was so in control of John Cena that he could just walk around the ring.
Yeah, you were like, look at him. He's already sweating. I'm like, yeah, because he's the one having to lift the 270-pound guy.
Because he gave 16 suplexes to John Cena. So,
who sweats after that?
John Cena ain't got to beat a sweat. John Cena's all he's been doing is moving his arms a little bit to help with the suplexes.
What scared the crap out of me was when he locked in the STF on Lesnar. I'm like, no.
Don't be Alberto Del Rio versus Batista from Elimination Chamber.
See, and the people I was watching it with said, I don't understand how John Cena beat him the last time. And I said, well, that's the storyline from this match and that match. Last time, John Cena got one lucky move, and the steel steps were in the ring. That was what kept Brock Lesnar down. And to truth be told, his shoulders weren't even on the mat. But that was the story of that match, is John Cena needed that one lucky moment. He never got it this time. Because if you remember the last match, he dominated John Cena too. It's just this
Cena
time...
got lucky.
Right.
And I like that they acknowledged that in the build-up for this match.
Yeah. So, I really enjoyed SummerSlam, and afterwards I saw a video from, I guess it was TMZ with Brock Lesnar, and they're like, so what do you think about the title? He's like, I'm not carrying two around.
Yeah. Hell no. Also, Dave Meltzer gave that match 4 1/4 stars, but he also gave Reigns Orton 4 stars. So what the hell did he know?
I don't know if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Was he next to your cats when you gave him Valium?
Yes, my cats are on Valium today. If you hear any weird thunks or cries in the background, they in order to get 2 cats across the country on Thursday, we have to test out Valium on them, and it's really funny. My cats are totally stoned right now.
So that said, SummerSlam, like,
it's in the can, man.
50 out of 10 stars. All the stars.
Like all the other WWE Network pay-per-views could have totally been shit, but they've all been really good.
Yeah. Even when they've been weaker, they've still been better than crap that they've offered us for $50.
Well, remember, last year things were pretty good in the summer, and then SummerSlam happened, and then everything was shit until Survivor Series. So.
I do remember that.
The only thing of note to happen between then was when Cody and Goldust won the tag titles. That was the only thing between then that mattered.
Between SummerSlam and Survivor Series?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, that said, you guys enjoyed SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, I enjoyed SummerSlam. If you didn't check it out and you didn't catch one of the 80 million replays on the WWE Network, you can also watch it on demand, so do it. What are you waiting for? Just $9.99. So, time for Raw. It's still going down, Pharell, because we get a recap of everything that happened in SummerSlam. And Raw starts with 2 things. The first, I would like to talk to you guys about. It's the new WWE TV presentation and logo. I love it.
How the logo's not in the lower third, obstructing your screen anymore?
Right, it's on the opposite side of the screen. It's barely visible. It's transparent. And even the hashtag is neater now, too. It's not like in this big WWHD brick on the top.
WWHD brick.
It's just like a brick. But I like the new logo. I like the new presentation. And I think it looks sleek as hell. And when you see Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank briefcase with the old logo later, you're like, God, that logo is ugly.
They didn't update the briefcase.
They updated all the titles.
Cashing in soon, confirmed.
Obviously.
They couldn't give a sticker with a new logo on it.
I guess not. We printed new titles, we just couldn't print a new sticker.
And what's the other thing you wanted to talk about?
Oh, and Daniel Bryan's music. But we get Steph. Wait, hold on. Steph. Because finally Hunter's Bedroom Manor becomes released on a t-shirt.
Yes.
And Steph talks about how great SummerSlam was and that we have a new champion. But I'm not going to bring him out right now. Instead, she brings out Nikki Bella, who has a shoe mishap of Lillian Garcia proportions that will never be made fun of. To which Hunter would say, I thought they nailed those things on, Lillian. And Nikki begins to talk, and the microphone fights back. But Nikki begins to talk, and the microphone fights back by not listening.
Yeah, that was really funny, too.
So she gets all up She gets all up in Nikki mode, which is to sound as fake as possible. Pro tip, Nikki is always in Nikki mode. Steph feeds her questions so that she can give answers, but her only answers are, "Oh my gosh, yes."
The hot twin.
To which she says, "I am free, and it feels so damn good. Oh, I love it. I just love it." Enter the Bree mode. So, Bree says, "Why are you so bad at everything you do, Nikki? I forgive you for being terrible." What? Then, what did the five fingers say to the face?
Slap.
Yep. And I will never forgive you, Bree. I will never forgive you, Bree, for being more talented than I am. Bree cries and leaves.
And no one remembers when they broke up before because they were like in love with the Colons. Wasn't that it?
Yes, the Colons.
One liked Carlito, the other one.
We need some time to fill. Send in the Colons. I'm never going to work here again.
So next up, we get Big Chocolate versus the Wyatts. And I think I finally figured out how Big Show and Mark Henry became best friends. Because the last time they fought, Mark Henry wasn't bald yet.
Of course.
Right? That makes sense. So now the
Wyatts...
Wyatts...
Show voluntarily shave his head and keep it that way, though?
Yeah, he was like, "I'm going to shave my head every day to remind me of what you did, Kurt Angle." And then he went through a period of time where he didn't do it. I wonder if he's still doing it to remind himself of what Kurt Angle did to him, which was shoot him with a trank dart and shave his head.
Multiple times. With the help of frickin' Jindrak.
Oh, yeah. Team Angle V2.
Those guys.
Team Angle V0.
double
0.5.
Double the size, zero the talent.
God damn, that was... he went from Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas to Mark Jindrak and Luther Reigns.
Hey, what's up with guys named Reigns having limited talent?
Oh, I didn't even notice. They are related, right? They have to be.
Of course,
they have the same last name.
That's how families work.
I'm just waiting for Roman
I'd know if I had one.
I'm just waiting for Roman to say, "I had peas before."
Where's
I had
my
peas
daddy,
before,
man?
baby girl.
Renee, what you
So,
doing, baby girl?
just if you're keeping score, the Wyatts have lost to Big and Bald like 3 times now, and the Usos on numerous occasions for the tag titles. They have not... I don't think they've won a tag team match in a long time now.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. So Seth Rollins is backstage, and he's being interviewed, and he says he proved he's the future before he gets ALS'd for charity. What? It's for charity.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And Seth is pissed. He goes backstage to Hunter and not Demon Kane, and Hunter makes a rematch. And it's going to go down tonight, Pharrell.
Did you get the quick Dolph Ziggler and Ric Flair?
Yep. Yeah, because I have Ric Flair is talking to the guy whose hairstyle is the same as his, and then he's interrupted by the guy who has the finisher that's the same as his, although used poorly.
You're not an A-lister, you're an A-hole.
Yep.
And Flair popped for that.
Woo! So, ladies and gentlemen, I now present you Hunter and Wife, as they are set to debut the removal of one title, the new logo title.
Natalia versus Paige.
Oh yeah, with where Natalia's like, "I ain't wearing pants no mo."
Yeah, and she looked amazing, and Chevy raged over it. Yeah, Natty wins because Paige gets horribly distracted by AJ, and then AJ's like, "Paige, I'm actually crazier than you, and I love you." And Paige is like, "LOL, nope," and runs away.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
So when Hunter and Wife are debuting the new title, they want to welcome the guy who decimated John Cena, the guy who broke Sean's arm, F5 dad-in-law, and beat me twice so badly that he's now my beast friend.
And he is the man who is the one in one.
Yes.
21 in one.
Of course.
So we get photo ops, and here come the cheers. And then JBL says, fans will cheer anyone who wins. Really? Because Roman Reigns won last night.
Because John Cena wins all the time, and I don't hear the fans cheering
I
him.
realized that it took Brock beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania before he could beat John Cena for a title.
Yes. Yes, I realized this.
One was the precursor to the other.
You could have easily done the opposite order, but we had to do it this way. So, Paul Heyman cuts a promo equivalent verbally to the beating Brock Lesnar put on John Cena the night before. Eat, sleep, suplex, repeat, suplex, repeat, suplex, repeat, suplex, repeat. And in Heyman fashion, he also manages to still put over John Cena to further put over Brock Lesnar's win over John Cena even more. And
all Paul Heyman does is put himself over.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So he ends with what I think is one of the best lines that I've heard from Paul Heyman in a long time. He who dies with the most street cred still dies. Next up, is it Miz, or do you have like a Titus O'Neil match or something?
I just wanted to point out that Paul Heyman does not have bad promos.
No.
He does not. He sells everything beautifully. And Miz is up next.
Okay, so Miz gets his rematch for the IC title!
It's Mizler, too.
Yes. So Ziggler's down the outside, he gets counted out, Miz gets angry and wants to beat him up, break his neck, but zigzag, and that's it.
That's it, dog.
It's over. Miz, get to the back of the line.
So are we at the six-man tag yet, or no?
No. We had Jack Swagger versus his old pal Cesaro.
Oh, wow.
He had a promo with Renee Young where he talked about how we the people means he doesn't quit, and even though he failed in his opportunity and his back's against the wall, he's going to keep on fighting.
R.I.P. Zeb Coulter.
So he goes after Cesaro, but Cesaro hits the neutralizer for the win. And after Cesaro defeats Jack Swagger, Bo Dallas comes out and says that while 318 million Americans were let down by Swagger at SummerSlam, and he lost again tonight, along with losing his manager, because Zeb is selling the Rusev attack.
Right.
He says, Swagger may have lost all his respect and dignity, but he can get it back if all he does is believe.
Awesome. So next up, there's a bunch of guys.
That you missed that, by the way, because it was awesome.
But I did get what was better for me. Next up are a bunch of guys and Ryback in a match.
Yes. Roman Reigns, Sheamus, and RVD versus Randall and Rybacksel.
So no one cares about Randall, Roman, or anybody else.
Because the fans...
Yes, the fans are in Ryback's hometown, and they're cheering for the big guy.
Big guy.
Randall actually has to turn around and play the crowd, which I thought was really funny.
That was really funny. Ryback was laughing his ass off.
You want me to tag in him?
He reached out his hand just as slowly as he said that, too.
And
So
I have to point this out, because the finish of the match was decided with RVD hitting a 5-star on who else but Mr. Collateral Damage.
Exactly. But everything Ryback did there was a chant behind, and feed me more chants. And yes, of course, Mr. Collateral Damage took the pin.
But here's the thing, RVD was the babyface that got the win, not Sheamus or Roman Reigns, it was RVD, and that's incredibly significant for something that's going to happen later, because Roman Reigns was not in the decision of this match.
So, backstage, Randall's shoulder takes the ice packet challenge until he throws it on the ground.
No!
Ric Flair wants to talk about Roman Reigns, and Randall says, Rick, I will show you why they call me the Legend Killer 8 years ago, when we already had a feud over this. Already.
Uh-huh.
So, then Bray Wyatt's on Titantron, and he says,
No,
Chris
he's not.
Jericho. Oh, he doesn't say it yet.
You
He
have
rewinds.
Usos,
Bah!
The Usos, the tag team champions, who don't make the Hulu cut, take on Goldust and Stardust, and Stardust gets the upset win. So the Usos get pinned by the guys who are now going to lay claim to being the next challengers.
Oh, well, that makes sense because that's why they said that on SmackDown.
Yes. Did you get the?
They're doing this without the Cosmic Key, huh?
Did you get the Rusev promo with the brand new feud?
Oh, yeah, I'll be right. The Bray thing is first, and I think the Henry thing comes up, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So your thing definitely goes out of order, but that's okay.
Okay. So Chris Jericho cannot comprehend what Bray is, and he's the new face of salvation, save us Bray Wyatt, and that's pretty much it.
We didn't just talk about it during the pay-per-view, but when Bray did his little freaking crab walk thing,
Oh, that's right.
on Jericho's face was the fucking best.
Wyatt!
Wyatt.
I wish he would have done the lion salt while he was in the spider walk.
That's what I wanted to see too. That would have been hilarious.
He's like, holy shit.
And also probably ridiculously dangerous.
Oh, incredibly dangerous, yeah.
He would have broken his legs and his arms.
So next up, Mark Henry has way too much going on, because he's going to tag with TBS, very funny, and stand up for America, 'cause Olympics.
Because he was at the Olympics.
So Mark Henry has never had a problem with anybody and they country, except for you. So
Except for
Rusev...
when he was in the Nation of Domination.
Oh yeah, about that. So Rusev punch, but Mark Henry beats him up, splashes gut, and that's where we go with that one.
It's time for me to job.
Whoa, hey.
So we get a rematch from last night as the main event of Raw, as Ambrose takes on Rollins in the exact opposite match.
You really didn't miss that much on Hulu then.
No, we got a pretty full show on Hulu, and somehow cut an hour and a half out of it.
Nice.
So it's the exact opposite of the previous night because it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, and they fight through the crowd.
Because the Lumberjacks keep them out of the ring?
Yep.
This match was great, though.
They fight in the crowd. They fight in stage.
We got to talk about how the match was voted by the WWE Universe, with the other options being all obvious.
Oh, yeah.
One's no holds barred, one's no DQ, and one's Falls Count Anywhere, which are all almost the same match, except in one you can pin the guy outside the ring.
Crazy how they all could have led to the same finish.
I get the technical differences, but we all know the truth. No holds barred.
According to WWE, they're exactly the same match.
Yeah.
But so they fight, and they fight, and they fight everywhere, here, there.
Fight.
Yep. The Ambrose and Rollins show.
Yes.
And which I would watch, by the way. And then
We are watching it, and it's awesome.
And then out come the chairs. Well, just one for starters. Then we get Singapore Demon Kane, Singapore Corporate Kane,
Singapore Demon Kane.
and finally Singapore Herman Kane. Double clothesline, followed by back and forth punches of boo yay variety. Back comes the Kane, Singapore sweep by Ambrose, and then Dean wants to donate Seth's body to charity. So he goes to the top rope where all the chairs are lined up for a suplex and is countered by a powerbomb as he submits his Dean Nation. And here comes the artist formerly known as Demon Kane, who sits at ringside. Jerry says a wild table has shown up, like it introduced itself to the fray or it's a Pokemon. And Seth goes up to the top rope for a curb stomp through the table, but here goes that top rope suplex. And then we get Ambrose scrambling for the cover. Corporate Kanye gets on the ropes and is all like, hold up, I'm going to let you finish. And then Seth gets the advantage before Ambrose takes him back down, hits Dirty Deeds. Kane's dirt cheap as he pulls him off the cover. And Ambrose table hops, takes out Rollins on the outside. Table gets torn apart. Kane goes for a choke slam and a curb stomp on the table right afterwards. And then, because idle hands are the devil's favorite demon's playground, Kane made a trip to Home Depot earlier to buy cinder blocks, apparently, to put under a table.
So when you were writing up your synopsis for this, were you just like going apeshit making Demon Kane puns?
Yes. And so finally, curve stomp through the cinder blocks, and Seth Rollins takes out Ambrose and is announced the winner.
Isn't it about like the announce table didn't even buckle, but a cinder block just disintegrates?
Just disintegrates, yeah.
Of course. I love wrestling logic. However,
they were brimstones.
This was a candidate for match of the year, in my opinion. I thought it was a phenomenal match. I thought it was a great follow-up to their Lumberjack match. I think it's the best match they've had so far. I think the story worked. I think Kane's involvement worked. I think everything worked in this match.
And now Ambrose can go make his movie.
And, you know, Ambrose and Rollins, the guys that were not the standout of the Shield, Roman Reigns were, main evented Raw over Roman Reigns, who was involved in a six-man tag and wasn't even involved in the finish of that match.
Guys, John Moxley is going to be in a fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't really...
Remember when John Moxley was like a jobber in the Indies? Because I do.
Yes,
Remember,
I do.
Moxley, when will you ever win?
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
I remember I remember seeing Tyler Black wrestle at Ring of Honor shows and Chris Decker screaming at him because he hates Tyler Black. Yeah, I think the only person he hated in Ring of Honor more than Tyler Black was Jimmy Jacobs.
And Davey Richards.
And Davey Richards, that's right.
He has legendary hatred for Davey Richards.
He does. But I remember him just screaming at Tyler Black the whole time, and then I was talking about the Shield. He's like, well, I don't like them because Tyler Black is in it. I'm like, dude, you're still not over that, are you?
Who's Tyler Black? Is it time for the roar of the crowd?
It is. Because we called for you. Called for you.
Alright, so it's time for the next. We start up with Enzo and Big Cass versus the VOD Villains, which is a second round matchup in the #1 contenders tournament. Bada boom! Realest guys in the room. How you doing?
They lost.
The VOD Villains come out and their Twitters are on the screen again.
Dun 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 dun.
We are old-timey, but we both have Twitter, so follow us on Twitter. Machine. And the Vaudevillains pretty much squash Enzo and Big Cass.
I was actually surprised. Not so much that they won, but that they did it in such a quick fashion.
After the match, the Legionnaires, who weren't even in the tournament, show up and
That's because one of them was hurt.
And they shave 1 inch off of Enzo's beard.
That was hilarious.
Which you could think is like a style choice. It's like that small of a pattern.
Yeah. It was terrible, but that's exactly what it looked like.
Ladies and gentlemen, the COO of WWE, Hunter. He's here for a major announcement. And he goes, NXT is the flagship of the WB network. On 9/11 is TakeOver again. All the titties will be defended. And there'll be a new GM who will be here next week.
And he's going to blow everything away you ever thought or something. He's going to be so unpredictable.
He's going to be so actually here, hopefully.
He's going to be so me.
And of course, remember on September 11th is TakeOver 2. Byron Saxton then says, history will be made once again on September 11th. Now, this was taped at least 2 weeks ago, and they kept that in.
You know what this means, right? I've already deciphered the code.
Fired.
No, the Ascension are finally losing the tag titles. They're the Twin Towers.
Oh!
They're losing tag titles. Kalisto and Sin Cara.
Oh, shit.
God, they've only got like 2 weeks to debut an Arab team. They better hurry up.
Oh.
Back.
The Legionnaires are just gonna fly a plane into the ring.
They're French.
Yeah, jeez.
Close enough.
God
Close
damn.
enough. The one guy's got dark skin. Tyler Breeze promo, and he's like, all upset with...
I'm sorry. I think we should ask Jesse if this is going to be some sort of conspiracy with the Ascension.
Nope. Continue.
So it's a Tyler Breeze promo. He's upset with Tyson Kidd for interfering in his title match. More upset than he was last week when it actually
when he
happened.
helped him last week? He was like, let me help you beat down the guy you just cost me a match against. And now he's pissed?
So I guess it's time for the match, because the match is freaking 2 seconds later. Tyson Kidd versus Tyler Breeze. Breeze is all aggro, and then Tyson's like, fuck you, I'm also aggro. Breeze, who wanted the match to begin with, grabs his phone and leaves. And he's like, enough of this. I don't want this fight that I demanded to have. And then Tyson acts like the boyhood dream has come true. It's the biggest win of his career, winning by countout by a guy who quit. And then he puts on Breeze's vest and does his top rope pose. And, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman now, according to the video.
Oh, yes! I'm glad I almost rewound just to take a photo of that. That was hilarious to me.
Because the now is just, it's like right there. It's not separated.
It's not available now.
It just says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. So, backstage, Tyler Breeze acts like a nameless and faceless interviewer is the press and a paparazzi. Get out of my face, paparazzi. Now we got Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, and wrestle. Pin combos, figure 4 headlock that Becky bridges out of and gets a pin. And then bow down to the Queen, Charlotte wins. And then I start to think that, for some reason, WWE Network rewound to the beginning of the show because Enzo and Big Cass come out.
Yeah, I remember that too. It was so random.
Oh, like, wait a minute, did I just rewind a half hour?
But then you have to check his beard and you realize, no, this is current.
So Enzo's all like, hair versus hair!
I could tell by that mark on his beard.
So Enzo's all like, bada boom, hair versus hair match, takeover 2.
How you doing?
Enzo's probably going to lose because they were probably like, dude, we'll call you up to the main roster, but no. You got to lose that shit.
Enzo versus Sylvester Lefort at TakeOver. And of course, if Sylvester refuses to accept the match, he's soft!
He's a stupid catchphrase.
He's the best catchphrase. And Mojo Rawley set for action against Jobber.
Oh yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, I'm tuning out for a few minutes.
Well, no, because here comes the really funny part, because the commentators are like, look, Mojo isn't smiling. The camera's behind him. We never see his face.
I didn't know he smiled anyway.
Mojo's serious. His shoulders are always smiling because of the scars.
Jesus.
Apparently this jobber was in the military and he's seen some things.
He's Steve Cutler, man.
He's seen some things, apparently.
Stuff and things.
Which, if he's in the military, he probably actually did see some things. Hits him with his butt, Mojo wins, grabs a mic, and he's all like, I'm angry at Bull! Ha ha!
I don't just get angry. I stay angry.
And then we see the Leprechaun trailer where Hornswoggle's not in it.
At all? Yeah.
So I guess Hornswoggle's not even in the movie that he's supposedly the star of. Congratulations. Main event time. Mucha Lucha, which isn't even their name, versus Sami Zayn and Adam Rose. Be careful skanking up there, Sammy. The Mexicans left their cokes just lying there. Sammy's up there doing his frickin' skanking kicks and stuff, and the frickin' jackets are just laying there at the top of the ramp. It's like, dude, he's gonna kill himself. It's time for Adam Rose to make his entrance, and there's only 7 Rosebuds this week, and I don't recognize any of them as any of the recurring Rosebuds.
Good. That means the gimmick's dying.
Looks like they're dropping the Rose budget. LOL.
Mucha Lucha comes hot out of the box. Kalisto does a handstand that ends with a head scissor. And during a rest hold, I see a fan in the third row that has the spinner title because that's timely and also at NXT.
It was not PJ Richardson.
No, it was not. Sin Cara does a dive onto Sammy. Kalisto gets hit with a Leo Kruger-style lariat. But that's okay, because Kalisto hits his sheer new on Rose. Senton bomb follow-up. Mucha Lucha wins, so it's Mucha Lucha versus the Vaudevillains for the tag title match.
Which is awesome.
Which we're not going to get next week. We'll get the week after. Give them a week off.
Yeah. Really good NXT, and I'm glad we avoided that conspiracy theory. No, Dan, get back on the hatch!
Oh no!
Damn right, I've got something to say.
Oh no.
I have read through the through lines. Through the through lines.
Through the through line.
I realize we're going to be recording a show on September 12th. This could be bad.
Byron Saxton brought it to my attention.
Brian Saxton.
Yes?
The next NXT special will be
It's like we had to start him.
9/11.
You have to pull his string.
Is
Is McMahon here?
Oh.
Is this a grand conspiracy from McMahon?
No, he's not here right now, actually.
McMahon.
I mean, I'm sure he could be, but he's not here right now.
No, we
Well,
haven't
members
said,
of the New World Order. Like
we haven't said
Hulk
anything to
Hogan
warn him here.
and Kevin Nash.
So, was it, was the building free falling? Will the Full Sail Arena fall to the ground, or?
Jesus.
Has there been thermite put on the building? Painted into the structure?
Was it an inside job? Is Corey Graves going to be the one to plant the charges?
Who's Corey Graves?
I don't know. Yeah! I thought I knew, and I remember his network debut was the biggest deal of all the times.
And then we haven't seen him since then, right?
It'll be Corey Chadwick.
Is he the chink in the shield?
Oh, God.
LOL, Funaki.
Speaking of racist, Vince, where is he?
Yeah, that was... Yeah, with Chink in the Shield, you would think he'd be capitalizing on that or something.
Probably because the shield broke up. No, I still wanted to put a chink in the shield, actually. I was thinking of bringing up, Yoshi Tatsu. But he's Japanese.
Yeah, that's the wrong...
And fired.
Just turn his eyes around. That's all. One slants up, one slants down, right?
His eyes around. Now listen here, McMahon. Is this your big deal idea, 9/11?
What are you talking about?
Don't make me get Barry Bloom.
I didn't even know there was going to be an event 9/11. Hunter organizes everything for NXT. I don't like all the Italians and the French and all the races going on that show. What's that black guy?
Oh God! Here comes the chink in the shield.
Kenzo Suzuki, welcome. That guy's also Japanese. They'll bring back Tajiri. No. Yeah, also Japanese.
No. What are you going to say, Tiger Ali Singh next, who was Korean?
Jinder Mahal. No, that is nowhere near correct, sir.
Oh, no.
But Jinder Mahal's going to come back, and he's going to bomb TakeOver, too.
All right, that's it. Get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out. We're so canceled right now.
Conspiracy confirmed.
He's mouthing Muhammad Hassan through the glass window on the door.
How Muhammad Hassan was murdered by The Undertaker.
Yeah.
No, I think he's saying it's going to be repayment for the murder of Muhammad Hassan. Does that mean Daivari coming back?
So The Undertaker's going to be Connor at the...
I'd be okay if Daivari came back. No.
I'd be okay if Muhammad Hassan came back, really. Yeah.
Hang on. Jesse seems like he has one more thing to say.
Oh, does he?
That's funny. I didn't think he did.
Oh, I guess he's not going to say anything.
No, I think he left. McMahon pissed him off.
He didn't even get to say hi to his special people.
He got that mad at McMahon.
Wow.
God damn.
Slammed down the hatch, but gently, so you didn't even hear it.
That was a gentle slam. All right. So what happened on SmackDown this week, Pat?
Oh, okay. So you ready for what happened on SmackDown? We got a promo with Roman Reigns backstage, and he was like, "Oh man, I hate Randy Orton so much, but you know what? What got me really mad was what Seth Rollins and Kane did to Dean Ambrose, my Shield brother, on Monday. But tonight I'm gonna fight The Miz." And that was SmackDown. He got so mad, and he wanted to extract revenge, and he's like, "Yeah, but I got stuff to do."
They also talked about how he speared Randy's ass.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like, "I speared his ass
with my penis."
And then Shin was like, "Can I get in line?"
What do you call a viper with no teeth? A worm.
Yeah, no.
No. Right.
Banging it, banging it, banging it, banging it.
Thanks for the SmackDown review. Any Impact notes this week?
You could ask someone who watched it.
Oh, all
Holy
right.
Ray's gone.
It moved to
everybody else is
Wednesday,
gone.
so they screwed everything up. I couldn't find it on my television known as YouTube.
All right. So we're gonna move on to Troll Truth this week. Got a very special Troll Truth for you guys. 2 questions were asked during the Q&A portion of the podcast, and I've moved them to Troll Truth because Adrian Cotton asked if any of us had done the Ice Bucket Challenge, and Matt Hardman asked, who would you nominate for the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Well, when they asked that, none of us had.
We had not done it yet. Dan and I both did it. Pat did not. He declined.
I declined.
Pat has his reasons for it. But
And his reasons are his. And
his reasons are his and
and
justifiable.
you're welcome to have your opinions.
Exactly.
You're welcome to have your opinions. Anyone could ask me or message. I'm not going to take the whole show to get out my soapbox here, but if you want to know why, just message me and I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, he'll talk to you about it. He told me what the reason was, and I completely buy into it. But however, other people have refused to do it, and well, yeah, their reasons weren't so good. So let's talk about what happened when I was challenged to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I was nominated by Jan Batista, who I know is listening live right here. His Asiatic ass nominated me, and he pardoned his French in his video, which was awesome.
By the by, I just want to say, Jan, and it's not something personal against you. So just get that out there.
He challenged all 3 of us. Dan did his challenge and challenged Melissa Hatfield, who did her challenge, and it was awesome. I issued my challenges out there, and the last one I issued was to our old pal, Hey Man, because I knew if anybody had challenged me to do it, I was going to do it, and I was going to challenge him. So here's basically how this goes down. He says he'll do it. He has no problem donating the money or dumping water on himself, but he doesn't have any he doesn't have any way to film it happening. So, of course, people start being like, well, don't you have a cell phone with a camera? You know, they're not that expensive to get cameras, or you can have a friend do it, which was my suggestion to him. I ended up stopped commenting at this point because his next comment was all about how he didn't have money to get a camera because it's more important to him to get an Xbox One and tickets to New York Comic Con. Somebody, and I believe this was Chevy, interpreted that as saying, so you basically just said that luxuries for yourself is more important than raising awareness for ALS. His response to that was simply, yes. That's all he said.
Any other response would have dignified a better reaction from almost anyone. Yes.
So what happens is he gets flamed uncontrollably. People are going off on him, calling him out, calling him names, and this is completely justifiable because he really sounded like an ass here. I'm actually going to bring up the video on my page real quick so I can read some of the comments directly, but basically what happened is he ended up donating out of pressure because he,
under pressure.
He was being flamed so hard, he ended up donating to the cause anyway, which I thought was freaking hilarious. When you get flamed that hard that you wind up donating...
You get guilted.
And he was like, are you all happy now after he did it? He also took an incredibly poor picture, proving that not only does he have a camera that he claimed he didn't have, but he also didn't actually take a picture of proof that he donated, which was the best part. It's just a horrible screenshot of a computer screen and doesn't actually look like a donation took place. Because when Mike Irizarry took his picture of his, it actually was a personalized email from the ALS, you know, the organization, saying thank you for your donation and everything. So...
Well, I mean, they could have a confirmation screen before you get the email that just says thanks for donating.
Sure, but, like, it was a poor thing that, like... So he's getting flamed, then he's claiming that the important part is that he already donated money, but I forgot that to idiots it's about spreading the viral video, more important than the actual cause. So people are calling him out on that, to where he's just like, thank you, blah, 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 ALS Association.
So what you're saying is instead of turning around he turns around the argument now saying that everyone's doing it for a viral video, when the reason he didn't want to do it is really because he wanted more money for himself, and now he's trying to use the soapbox
Right.
explanation.
And what he did was he goes, I donate annually to 2 charities, and I do it because I care about the causes, not to gain attention on Facebook through stupid viral videos. So no, I didn't donate the $100 to ALS, I donated 10. Most of you probably never heard of ALS before the stupid ice bucket thing started, so stop pretending you actually give a shit. Yeah, so he immediately attempted to turn it around and turn it into, you know, something positive for him.
Holier than thou.
After he got flamed.
The positive
so
thing
bad.
for him is that it's negative for everybody else.
That's right. And the thing is, like, he's all of a sudden claiming none of us know about ALS or care about it. Everybody's heard of Lou Gehrig's disease. Maybe you didn't know that that's what ALS was, but everybody knows what Lou Gehrig's disease is. And, you know, some of you may actually know people who have Lou Gehrig's disease, like I do. So I'm well aware of the situation. Then the viral video thing is just stupid because he basically said he would do it, and now he's trying to claim that it's stupid because everybody flamed him for it. And then he immediately tried to turn it into, I donate to charities. Really? Because you just made it sound like the only thing you donate to is yourself.
I donate to the Antonio Xbox One Fund.
So, like, if you're against the idea of the challenge because you feel like it's nothing more than a celebrity viral video campaign, that's fine. But if you're against it because you need the money for yourself and are going to try to be a good guy when you get called out for being an ass, you are wrong. And I love the fact that this happened because what's his big thing? When he gets called out on something, he has to always try to spin it so he's the good guy and everyone else is the bad guy. To his credit, sometimes he is the innocent one because sometimes people are flaming him for no reason other than the fact that he is Hey-Man. But this time, he was so wrong. He has never been more wrong than he was in this moment, and I love every minute of it.
I think we need to bring awareness to a major cause here. So if I may, I want to start a new viral campaign, and it's called the Step in Shit Challenge, where you can either A, step in a pile of dog shit, and then, of course, challenge other people to do it, or donate $10 to the Antonio Xbox One Fund. A very worthy cause.
Bring on the dog shit.
Yep, bring on the dogs.
I expect this to go viral. And I expect some people to possibly catch viruses from doing this, but
God.
Stepping barefoot, of course, right?
it will. Yes, it will. Of course, you can't go like I'm just going to step in these shoes. They're not even my shoes.
I am mildly inconvenienced by the messiness of my shoe.
Ha ha! Now Nikki's got to run the shoe under warm water. Ha ha!
Unless they're his shoes, in which case, smear them in dog shit. Because I'm sure they already are.
So
Dude, my favorite line was when Jan Batista said that he should put on a Bizarro shirt instead of a Superman shirt. I was like, oh my god, it's like the best thing I've ever heard.
What was that thing a few weeks ago, by the way? Someone was asking about who our favorite our favorite villains were, and they were like, not Lex Luthor, but they meant Luger. And I was just like, Toy Man, Bizarro, Nuclear Man, Zod. And I don't think he ever caught on. He never responded. Oh, good. Johnny Mick liked my comment, finally.
What comment was that?
Oh, he was reading the book called All My Friends Are Dead with a dinosaur on the cover. I said, oh my god. I said, Chavo Guerrero wrote a kid's book?
Oh, God. No. Oh, you want to feel bad?
I don't think it's possible.
This week's Facebook comments are based on the viral video of the 2-year-old that can recognize wrestlers'
Oh
theme
no,
music.
oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
I was like, I refuse to do this, and I was like, no, I have to. Okay. If this doesn't put a smile on your face, nothing will. Starting good, huh? Starting nice. Put a smile on your face. This kid represents the age group of the average John Cena fan.
Yep. Accurate comment is accurate.
Ooh.
I had to F5 a shark to feel manly again.
LOL, old Lesnar pun.
Very old Lesnar pun.
Very old Lesnar pun.
SummerSlam freaking 03.
Like, yeah.
11 years ago. As you can see, I'm an amazing parent, LOL. Posted by not the kid's parent. I think we all came to the conclusion that Rollins and Ambrose greater than Reigns. But why do they keep pushing Reigns? Like no.
Like no?
Like no.
Ay.
And finally, when I was a kid, I could do that too. Except my parents never recorded it. And I know someone is going to look at this and say, yeah, right, or he is just seeking attention, but not really. Also, I am taking nothing away from the kid. It's impressive.
I could do that too.
That was all one sentence and no capitalization whatsoever.
Oh, God. Ay.
Yeah, most of them were like, hey, John Cena fans are 2-year-olds. Ha ha ha.
At least nobody made a Jerry Lawler joke.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
All right. So keeping in touch with our ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, I asked you guys for @CK this week to come up with your own wrestling-themed charities. And some of you guys came up with your charity organization and the cause it's raised for, and some of these are pretty good. So you guys ready to hear some wrestling-themed charities?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the ice in my titties.
No, that happened way after all this.
Oh, yeah, that happened at like 2 in the morning
Yeah.
today.
All right. So our
The
first...
fuck me in the ass, it's cold charity.
Okay.
A lot of homeless people have belonged to that charity.
All right. So our first charity is, of course, Racist Vince's Cool Kids Club, all spelled with K's, for underprivileged kids.
For underprivileged white kids. for overprivileged white children.
Overprivileged white children. God.
I don't like that it's not specific enough to include that they're white, so I would say I don't want to give it points.
Damn.
Yeah, but they gave us the KKK.
Half points? Or should we give it points?
That's up to you.
I suppose half points is good.
There you go. All right. So half points to Chevy Ferguson for his Cool Kids Club.
It's a heroic effort.
Oh my god. If there's not... I'm not even going to say it till afterwards, and I'll save that if it's not in here.
All right.
It is ice in my titties.
Okay. Our next charity is Brock Lesnar's Suplex Cena for the Cure.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
What's
The cure for what, Cena?
The cure for Cena, that's
The
right.
Cure for Cena, of course.
He's the anti-Cena. He's
All right, so points to Matt Awesome. He's heading into top 10 territory now. Remember when he used to be negative guy? The times, they are changing. Okay. The next is not necessarily a charity. It's more of a like a phone call-in marathon. It's the Kevin Nash's Torn Aquadathon.
Oh. Let me just pick up that phone. Ah!
Every time you donate, you tear something.
Oh. Yeah, let's give that points. That's
All
that's funny and silly.
Don Mobius points. So, like, I'm just picturing him actually putting in his donation and then trying to walk away.
I'm just gonna walk up to this donation, but ah!
Tear
God
his
forbid
quad.
you try to do a big boot.
Well, good thing is, if that happens, Shawn Michaels will come back again. So,
So, would he tear his quad, try to dial 911, and then tear his other quad in the process?
Falling, I can't
help!
get
I've
up.
fallen and I can't get. Ah! There goes the other one.
Okay, our next charity is Owen Hart's Bungee Jump for Life.
Well, that gets points because I knew that had to be in there somewhere.
Is that what you were thinking of?
No, I have another one, but
Okay.
but that's one I knew had to be in here somewhere.
Yeah, yes. That was a Young Dens' entry.
Wow.
The Bungee Jump for Life.
Ironically, didn't work.
Oh. All right. Our next entry is Chris Benoit's Killin' for Kids Cancer Walk.
Killin' for Kids Cancer Walk. I don't understand.
Is cancer spelled with a K?
No.
I don't understand why it's a cancer walk and it's killing and it's a cancer. I don't understand.
It was an attempt to make a Benoit joke that did not make you laugh.
How do you make a bad Benoit? I mean, I know how to make a tasteless Benoit joke, but how do you make a bad Benoit joke?
Yeah, there is a difference between a tasteless joke and a bad joke.
Do you have any idea how easy it is to make a good Benoit joke? Here is a good Benoit joke. Ready?
Yes.
Benoit.
Oh, it's a good one. Good one.
All right, so that's
how easy it is to make a good Benoit joke, and you failed.
Unless you. So
You could read the headline. Chris Benoit kills his family. Joke.
All right. So Ellis Homeless. Congratulations on no points over a Benoit joke.
Wow. So you get negative 200 points for not making a Benoit joke funny.
Oh, Jesus. Negative 200. Get the hell out of here.
I think so. I'm going to run that by Dan Peck. Change approved?
200 is too much.
Okay.
Better make it 5. No, just a regular one. Minus 100.
Oh, negative 100 points to Ellis Holmes.
And that's also a weak banning.
Wow. Thanks for giving me the extra 100 points in another form. Wow.
That's funny, too, because he's one of our top points leaders. So this is actually going to hurt him.
So you're telling me Ellis Holmes is going to disappear for a weekend?
And you're also going to not have a home again.
And his dogs will be out by the pool. All right. Let's get back onto our charity walk here. Our next one is Jerry the King Lawler Save the Puppies Foundation. I'm going to assume that's about breast cancer. But in Jerry's case, it's probably about implants.
Let's save the
Save them all. Even the ones that are perfectly healthy.
And I'm sure he'd want to put some to sleep.
Oh, God. Those are some rabid puppies, JR.
Oh, God.
Those ones have been adopted way too many times.
You seen Old Yeller?
Oh, God. You gotta take Sable's puppies out behind the barn.
Jeez. Aw.
Jerry Lawler versus Brock Lesnar.
The Save the Puppies match.
Yes.
The kennel from heaven.
And afterwards, he might just get on top of his wife.
And suplex her 16 times.
Is that how he trained for that match?
All the while still inside of her.
Oh, damn. All right, so points or no points?
No points.
It was a Lawler joke about boobs, not about little kids.
Oh, yeah. That's much more tasteful. There you go.
We never said they had to be tasteful.
Yeah, just they're supposed to be funny.
All right. Sorry, Dennis Howe. No points. All right, our next charity. JTG's Car Wash to benefits the victims of Black Thursday.
Okay. You got me. You got me.
You should have never picked up that phone.
Was that a Thursday when all those people got fired?
Yeah, actually it was.
They should call it African American Thursday and be sensitive to other people's races.
No, you just made it racist.
Yep, you just made it racist.
I have heard people call it African American Fridays. Like, you just made a thing not about race.
You just
about
made
race.
it racist.
You, in an attempt to make it not racist, made it racist.
The only Black Friday are the 3 movies that starred Ice Cube.
Oh, God. All right. Points to Jeff Trelowitz for JTG's car wash. Now, is JTG the only one washing the cars?
He's not even there.
Sorry, we don't have any use for you in this car wash.
Oh. All right. Our next charity is DX's Blue Ball Awareness. It ain't gonna suck itself.
Okay, you made it with the phrase at the end.
It ain't gonna suck itself.
That's DX's favorite Jewish holiday.
Blue blood for blue balls.
Yes.
And then you suck it, and you suck it, and you suck it.
You put it in the suck it and you suck it?
You suck it.
All right. So points to Adrian Cotton for Blue Ball Awareness.
Whoa, that wasn't a Big E reference.
Nope. All right.
3 ain't enough African children to feed a day. I need to feed 5.
He's breaking away from the Big E puns, and he's still getting points. He's freaking working it, bro.
Hold that thought. All right. The next entry is the Zack Ryder Woo 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 Stuttering Awareness Foundation.
Oh, no points. That was easy.
He's stuttering instead of saying woo 3 times.
Yep. All right, so no points to Matt Hardman's brother Charles.
Yes! Yes! Wait, hold on. Yes! Yes! Yes!
No points.
Hardman, you son of a bitch!
All right. The next entry is Big E's Powerlifting for Frosties New York chapter, open to all 5 boroughs. Because 3 ain't enough.
Okay, yeah. Very wordy, but still funny.
Because every lift is completed gets a free Wendy's Frosty to the NY children. Because that's what's important in life, right, guys?
Yes.
Your free Wendy's Frosty. All right, that was Glenn Kukin with the Big E joke this week.
The torch has been passed.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like people compete against each other to get the Big E joke out there because they know it's almost always guaranteed to net points.
And Adrian Cotton's like, yeah, I had my Big E jokes.
But this wasn't like Glenn
Yeah, I had my
posted
5 weeks.
This wasn't like Glenn posted it and then Adrian posted something different.
Yeah.
Adrian took his own route this week and Glenn took the Big E joke and they both got points.
Way to go.
And CJ didn't.
We're so proud of you.
Yes. All right, next is Val Venus's headlock on humping.
Doesn't have to do with weed or guns.
But I still enjoy this. I think I would give it points.
All right.
If you don't want to, we could do halfsies.
Go halfsies on headlock for humping.
It's like headlock for humping is funny, but if you ever even think about what the fuck it's supposed to mean,
it's for nymphos.
But
it
gets a pop at the beginning, so I guess that means points.
All right.
But if you ever really think about what the fuck what's supposed to happen.
Okay, that was Matt Hardman's entry. Good job, Matt.
Hey, Matt got points and CJ didn't. A successful week at the NCK game.
Yes. Okay. Our next entry is Believe in a Cure Walkathon for Spina Bifida. Oh.
Be better because we know who did that one.
Yeah, I think you pretty much figured out who posted that one.
Let's give it points. We have a lot of points this week.
I just like the fact that Bo Dallas could possibly be leading this walkathon for Spina Bifida, and I can just picture him telling them that they'll walk again if they just believe. Like, that's what I took out of that, and that's why I popped for it. And yes, that was Mike Simsak's entry. Good job, Mike.
So yeah, Mike, you could walk again if you just believe.
I'm going to make that a meme and post that on his wall.
Remember, it's not impossible. You're looking at it wrong. It's I'm possible.
Mike Simsek, you can walk again. All you need to do is believe. Dear God.
Walk again for the first time. Whatever.
Okay.
Walking for the very first time.
Damn. All right, next entry. Adam Rose and Urban Dictionary present Partying for Rosebud Awareness.
And then a link to the Wikipedia.
A link to the Urban Dictionary page of what a rosebud actually is.
That's cringe points. Oh.
So half points. All right, cringe points to Jason Shin with the asshole awareness.
With the prolapsed anus. Well,
Oh, did Kevin Nash tear his quad again?
Nope, somebody got a prolapsed anus.
Oh, okay.
It was Sean Waltman. That's his
Oh,
gimmick.
God.
Sean Waltman's a rosebud.
Oh, God. Did his ass just explode?
Okay. Our next is Vagina Porn Studios, keeping men limp to curb world overpopulation.
Don't find it funny.
All right. That was Joe Mad Dog Needle Sr.'s entry. Why did that net a laugh?
Just the silence. It
He
was so
waiting
loud.
for me to say, I don't think that's his real name.
Like the gimmick we did for 2 weeks?
No, I just like how it was just dead air. Not even the crickets wanted a piece of that.
Nope. Because I don't have the soundboard open. I mean, there's no crickets in the studio. Okay, we got 2 left. Next is Brock Lesnar streak breaking for... I can't even pronounce it. Diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because he had that when he was in the UFC.
I can't even pronounce
And he almost
the damn
died.
thing. Yes, he did.
And he just goes around breaking streaks to raise
To
awareness.
raise awareness for it.
Okay, I'm going to give that points.
All right, that was Scott Glacier's entry. So Taker's streak being ended was justified, people. It's
Finally.
It's raising awareness for a disease that Brock almost died of.
Well, the investors are going to reverse that, so...
Of course.
They're also going to reverse Brock getting the title. At Night of Champions! Ha-ha!
And they're also going to reverse the fact there's only one title.
Of course. But finally comes
And one
to the
roster.
senses. Yeah, one roster. I liked it better when there were 3 rosters, but that wasn't enough, man. We need 5.
Oh, God.
3 world champions.
He brings back ECW, WCW, Nitro, and buys Impact, and now we split the roster into 5 shows.
No, he becomes like the WCCW AWA Alliance is the 5th. And they only run shows in Texas and Minnesota.
Yup.
Just alternating between the 2 states.
Well, Melissa Hatfield lives in Texas, and Chevy lives in Minnesota, so they can just become our correspondents to those shows. All right, our final charity is Dean Ambrose's titty grab for breast cancer awareness.
You know, the thought behind it's funny, but I just really have never found that meme funny, so...
Neither have I. I knew you were
Especially
going to give
since
that
Ice
point.
in My Titties is a way better meme.
Yeah, see, if someone posted a Dean Ambrose picture after that, I would have thought it was funny for a change.
Oh, God.
And no one did that yet. Get on that, people!
Watch somebody put it up right now.
Right now. Sorry, Taylor Chadwick. Good effort, but the Ambrose titty stuff is played out. All right, guys. Those were your charities. A lot of people got points, but now you got to come up with a winner. Should we do the rundown?
Please.
All right, we had the Cool Kids... Oh, no, that was half points. Never mind. That can't be eligible. Brock Lesnar's Suplex Cena for the Cure. The Kevin Nash's Torn Aquadathon. Owen Hart's Bungee Jump for Life. JTG's Car Wash to benefit the victims of Black Thursday. DX's Blue Ball Awareness. Big E's Powerlifting for Frosties. Val Venus's Headlock on Humping. Believe in a Cure. And Brock Lesnar's Streak Breaking for...
Diverticulitis.
Thank you. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to botch it every time. I'm going to botch that word more times than Sin Cara, so... So which one did you like the best?
Wow. I don't know, Dan, do you have one? Because I'm kind of, like, split on what to choose.
I have one that
Everybody
I would
gets the
preference.
bonus points.
Yeah, I have one that I kind of preferenced. If you want to hear, it's
Sure.
Oh, Christopher, you pick the winner. Go for it.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I popped
Do
hardest
it.
for JTG's car wash. I thought that was the funniest one because
You
it's
popped the
benefiting.
bonus for it.
It's benefiting only 10 people.
There you
They
go.
got fired.
So that's your winner. Do you want to know what my fund that wasn't listed was?
What's that? Yes.
The Jim Ross's Fix My Face fund.
Oh, God.
Damn.
He started,
That would've-
he
that
started
would've
GoFundMe. Fix face.
Go for my face.
It's
Oh,
too
God.
bad. It's too bad my ALS Ice Bucket thing happened after the fact because you know that there would have been an Xbox One joke in there and that would have won.
The Shawn Michaels tell. Oh God.
Help me
You can't
find my
even say
smile. Or you mean fix my
No, I was
eye.
gonna say the Shawn Michaels stray me an eye.
Jeff Hardy's arson awareness. Only you can prevent trailer
Randy
fires.
Savage's Palm Tree Awareness Fund.
Oh, God.
Jesus. All right, so Jeff
The
Trolitz, you're
Mike
going to win
Awesome
this week.
Hangman tournament.
Why was the?
Damn.
I was surprised there was no Brian Pillman nomination at all.
Oh God.
Bam Bam Bigelow's Cartwheel for the Cure.
All right, that's too many dead wrestler jokes in one show. Let's move this on because we might make more during the questions this week. I'm not sure.
Sonny's I Need Drugs Fund. Just simple, to the point.
Yes. All right.
Will Fuck for Drugs Fund.
So we didn't get a lot of questions this week, but it was a good week for questions anyway because you guys actually asked some quality stuff. And sometimes less is more. So our first question comes from our good pal Adrian Cotton, and he asked, why do you suppose people get mad at guys like Brock Lesnar for being part-time? Isn't it the company's fault for agreeing to the deal?
Yes, especially
Yes.
when those people are the people who draw. Brock, I mean, I don't even blame the company. Brock Lesnar just draws.
Right, he's a special attraction. He draws money, he draws interest. And yeah, it's the company who agreed to the deal, who said, well, we want you back and this is what we're going to give you. So you really can't get mad at Brock for the fact that the company caved into his demands. It's not
Right.
Brock's fault.
Well, and the fans want to see Brock Lesnar. It's not even like the company is just going, hey, well, you're going to get Brock Lesnar whether you want him or not. Most of the fans, the ones who aren't crazy, want to see Brock Lesnar.
Right.
And the ones who don't think they want to see him, they really love hating him.
They do. He is the perfect heel right now.
Oh, isn't that the point?
Oh.
No, you're supposed to you're supposed to like everyone.
No, you're supposed to
Man,
like
some of
everything
these
you
marks
say.
got tricked into being marks.
If I could rid the world of one thing, it would be The Miz.
Oh, yeah, bonus troll truth.
And as I pointed out, this was going to happen when Brock beat Cena for the championship. People who were so pissed at him for ending the streak were popping for that. And I know exactly who those people were because I witnessed it firsthand or I saw it online. The people who I know were calling for his head after that happened popped for him beating Cena. So that's like the ultimate hypocritical statement right there.
Finally!
I didn't actually hear his review, but I'm sure it was negative.
I wish John Cena would annihilate Brock Lesnar. He hates Brock Lesnar, so...
Yeah, but he also hates Cena, so what do you want the...
No, he actually... He likes Cena. Because everybody
He
else
likes
hates
more
Cena.
than other people.
Yeah. Whatever you think, it's the opposite.
You can't figure me out.
All right. So Matt Hardman says, if we had the booking power, who would you want to see battle Brock at the next pay-per-view? Unfortunately, we already
Not
got the
John
answer.
Cena. Oh.
But this is also kind of a good tie-in to Dan Dahl's question, which was, with D-Bry out, Ambrose filming a movie, and Brock being part-time, who should be headlining for the next month or so? So basically now the question is, if they're going to push Roman Reigns to be the guy at WrestleMania, then who fills that spot? Who faces Lesnar in the meantime?
Want my honest answer? Brock Lesnar does not show up for every pay-per-view. He shows up at select pay-per-views, and the Intercontinental title becomes even more important while he's gone.
That would be cool.
I think that's my idea.
All right, let's say Lesnar defends the title at every pay-per-view. This is how I would do it. Give a few opportunities to guys who deserve the rub but don't deserve the title. Put Cesaro out there. Give Bray Wyatt a shot. Guys that are going to lose, they're not going to be the guy to take out Lesnar, but they'll get elevated just by being in that spotlight.
Heath Slater, baby.
Yeah, a Heath Slater title match would be awesome.
That would be amazing, actually. You'd be like, I remember when you F5 me onto the barricade.
That would be like a 9 o'clock segment on Raw, but it would still be awesome.
Speaking of which, Brock Lesnar has not had a match on Raw yet since coming back, right? It's only been pay shows.
As far as I know, yeah.
Well, network shows, whatever.
They still call them pay-per-views.
He's been
They're not
back
gonna
for
drop
2.5
that term.
years, by the way.
They said they were going to drop the term pay-per-view, and they never did.
Well, you still pay for it. It's just that
True.
you paid 3 weeks ago for most of them.
Yes.
Each view, if you're watching in a day, you still paid 33 cents for that
Speaking
view.
of which, Dan, today's your last day, isn't it?
Yep, today's 24th. My network subscription is done.
I might be nice enough to let you use my login until you are back on your feet.
Let's tell the world.
Well, I'm not giving out my password. Sorry, guys. It's Pat McDermott is an FGT.
FAFGT? Forget.
He's a forget.
It's exactly how I said it the first time I called him a figget.
Is that your username or the password? Both.
Both, obviously.
His username is Don Mario.
It's me.
I bet his password is Antonio's an asshole.
Don't give out my password, jeez.
Don't go too far, because then you'll start exposing the password to everything pie crust.
Oh dear.
Hey.
God, I can't believe it. Is Stevie gonna be at Applebee's as your password?
It's like that time Pat was gonna fake give out my address, and I thought he was giving out my actual address.
He thought it was a shoot brother.
I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh dear. All right. So to answer the question, I would give the opportunity to a couple of guys who you know aren't going to win but could benefit from the rub.
Sounds about right. I mean, even frickin' Brooklyn Brawler got title matches in the past. I mean,
Yeah. All they have to do is compete with Brock long enough to actually look like they could have stopped him at one point, and they'll be over. It can still be a 3-minute match, but as long as they get some offense in, they'll still be over. Brock is in a good spot right now. He could actually make like 12 guys. He won't.
I'm just hoping by the time Daniel Bryan comes back, Brock still has a title. I still want that match. I still want Brock and Daniel Bryan.
Well, I think they want it too. It's just that he's got at least 3 more months on the shelf.
well, he's got Tommy John's for his arm coming up. So the good thing is that Tommy John is a really good surgery now. Like before, it was a crapshoot on whether you'd be able to continue being a physical athlete after, but now it's like 99% success rate. So Daniel Bryan will be back. Will he be back when? We don't know.
Yes. All right, we're going to answer Adrian Cotton's question about Ryback now. Past edition of Raw, during the 6-man tag, the fans began cheering for Ryback. Now, because him and his teammates were heels, did they handle it right by playing into it, or should they have done something to get the crowd to turn on them?
No, I think they did it right because I think that was one of the moments that made Raw entertaining this week. I think, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of hoping, and I think Ryback figured the same thing, is like maybe somebody backstage will actually notice this because look at how over I am when given the chance.
Look how over I am when I'm in my hometown.
Yeah.
Guess what? The heelest of the heels will be over in their hometown.
It's true.
True, but not to that extent sometimes though. Like that was really, really over.
He was more over than anybody else in that match.
Well, who else was in that match exactly?
Well,
Roman Reigns, chosen one.
I said exactly.
Randall.
That was. I wasn't asking who was in the match. I was saying that was exactly what.
No, we know. We're just naming the boring people that Ryback more over than.
Rob Van Dam, who's not really around.
Rob Van Dam, who's gone now.
Yes, written off with Randall. Ugh.
Whoa, Rob! I just scrolled past. Rob Van Dam refuses to take ALS challenge. Wow.
Uh-oh. The heat's going to be on him now.
Hey, man, it's way more important that I save up for an Xbox One.
Gotta go to New York Comic Con. Alright, Chris Wright wants to know, how pissed off would you guys be if The Rock was the guy to take the title from Brock?
I'd be so mad.
That'd be a very wrong decision.
Time to return that favor, Brock.
It benefits absolutely nobody. It really doesn't.
14 years ago. Just 12.
If it was Triple H, he would do it. Ugh, you owe me a job, Shawn. You remember that, where they're just like, Triple H is going to go over on Shawn at TLC because Shawn owes him a job. I've laid down for you twice now, Shawn. It's your turn.
Good thing is that a TLC is probably wasn't in a match he wins by pinning him.
Yup.
Like I said, if my choices are a Rock or Roman Reigns, I want neither. I want a write-in vote.
Whoa, dude! Do I get a title shot now?
People don't want The Rock. People don't want Roman Reigns. How about me?
Hey, I found something worse than The Rock. I'll just take the title off of The Rock. I got this.
I beat him once at WrestleMania, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, he did win that match.
Yeah,
I'll make him my bit.
All those matches that Brock's lost since the return had to do with steel steps. Finishers on steel steps.
I'm gonna make him my bit strip.
Those are still cool, right? Not for a year and a half, Triple H.
Unless you're in the gaggle.
That would be such a great gimmick, though, if he just started using bit strips. Hey, not Demon Kane, did you see the bit strip I made with you earlier? Hunter, nobody uses those anymore. But no, they're cool.
Gaggle, I love it, Gaggle. Gaggle.
I love it!
Oh, God, no.
He just has like 5 commentary partners.
Gaggle. That's stupid, Gaggle.
I'm telling you, Gaggle, they're not going to reverse the streak. The investors aren't going to reverse it.
He would know, wouldn't he?
Since he's Mr. Stock Market, yeah.
All right. As you guys may know, WWE is not interested in taking on Bully Ray because he has detractors in the company, one of them being Randy Orton.
Detractors.
And Matt Hardman asks a really good question here. Do you think the company would be better off without Randy Orton, given his beef with numerous superstars? Actually, I do. And I'm not just saying that because I don't have any interest in anything Randy Orton does. Behind the scenes, I hear he's a prick, and on screen, he's boring. So I don't think he benefits the company in any way, shape, or form.
The only way he benefits the company is he would go to TNA and he would help TNA.
Pretty much, yeah. But I don't think the name Randy Orton draws the way WWE thinks it does. You know, Cena is a legit draw. Lesnar's a legit draw. Daniel Bryan was a draw. CM Punk was a draw. You know, Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins are all individual draws. I just don't think Randy Orton is. And I don't think he has been for a long time.
Tom.
And yeah, if he actually left the company, he might go to TNA, but then like half of TNA could come back to WWE with open arms.
Oh, did you hear that Triple H is pissed at Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle's only talking to Vince?
Yes. What about me? Well, Vince is still in charge, dude. Vince is still in charge in shoot. You might be the kayfabe owner, but Vince is the shoot owner.
He's going over my head. I don't like that.
To his father-in-law. He'll get over it. All right, we got 2 questions here involving Taker Sting that I want to address. They're sort of similar. Dan Dahl's question was, let's say they decided to do Taker Sting at Mania. How would you book the angle that led to it, and what type of match should it be? We'll start with that one.
Angle is...
Icon versus Icon.
Yep.
That's it.
Dream match! That's all the build you need.
It really
guy
is.
with iconic theme versus other guy with iconic theme. Guy who wears trench coat versus guy who wears Assassin's Creed trench coat. Guy who paints face versus guy who rolls eyes back in his head.
They're going to go with the tattoos there.
Oh yeah, and has tattoos.
And here's the thing, like, not only do you not need an angle, but, and I said this before, I think the angle works better without the streak now. Because if their streak was still there, what do you think we'd be talking about? Is Sting the guy worthy enough to end the streak, or should Sting just be another notch in Taker's streak? Without the streak being present, the match doesn't have that to actually hinder it, which I think it would.
I think they should meet at a concession stand somewhere, and Steve, of course, doesn't have his face painted, and then Taker's just like, want to do it? And that's how it all gets built.
And Steve's like, I agree.
Yes, I agree. And then
the
Taker.
Entire build.
Yes, that's it.
Borden
And that's just
Stevens
it.
in his sunglasses.
And the match doesn't even need to be good. It doesn't, because it's going to sell regardless. It's gonna be like Rock Hogan. They don't have to do anything except play to the crowd, and that's exactly what would happen.
All Sting has to do is bring out his bat and be like, points? And that's it. That's all you have to do for that feud, and Undertaker would be like, I'm gonna rub my finger across my throat.
Metaphor.
And here's the follow-up question from Chevy, and I agree with this. If Taker decided to work WrestleMania 31, do you think Sting would be the safest person he could face in terms of not having to worry about taking big bumps or spots? And I think he is, because they'd have a very safe, controlled match. They don't have to do anything big because they're already over.
I also assure you Sting will be in ring shape, not TNA t-shirt Sting shape.
Didn't somebody say something about that? Like, I would not work Sting if he was wearing a t-shirt?
I don't know if someone actually said that. I know I've been saying that. I just thought it always looked ridiculous where he was like coming out for his big pay-per-view defense or a big pay-per-view match, and there he is in his t-shirt.
Of course. Not
going to be that way. Vince won't let it happen.
You're not wrestling in a t-shirt, Sting. I agree. All right. Question from Matt Hardman. Kamala is writing a book using funds from Kickstarter. Would any of you help fund it or read it?
I'd rather put the money in my Comic-Con fund.
Yeah. I have to save up for an Xbox One, man. I don't think I would donate to his Kickstarter, and it's no offense to him. I'm just not that interested in reading what Kamala has to say. That's not like an autobiography I'm interested in. If somebody handed me a copy and said, read this, I'd read it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it.
So if someone were to foot you a copy, you wouldn't do the same?
Oh, shit.
Next. All right. Adrian Cotton
Push
says... On the Steve Austin show, Mick Foley was the guest, and Mick said that he asked Zack Ryder why they stopped his push, and was shocked when Zack said he didn't know. Do you think the reason there aren't more people ready for major spots is because some people just don't stand up for themselves and ask why things are happening to their characters?
Yes, I think a lot of the people there are afraid, and I think they'll do whatever they're basically told.
Punk got a huge push when he shockingly stood up for himself and said, screw this, you guys aren't using me the right way.
Yep, and then next time he was like, no, I'm leaving for reals. Bye.
You guys stopped using me the right way. I'm out.
And then they're like, please come back. We won't even trash you yet.
Ugh, no.
We're gonna wait until the moment your contract expires, and at that point, we'll bury the fuck out of you.
They haven't even buried him.
They still want him back.
Now what Stephanie said, like, the day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Stephanie did bury him, that's right.
It was like the day after his contract.
And people who are like in the know are like, yeah, their relationship is worse off than it was when he was still there, so don't count on seeing him back pretty much ever.
He quit on all of us!
Yeah, screw that person too. I think,
That person, it seems to be like more than half of wrestling fans because they're fucking...
Oh, like, he took the streak away from us. It was ours. No, it wasn't.
No, you just watch. Shut the fuck up.
I think,
It's
I think
dangerous
too-
when they're like, you fans are as big a part of this as we are. No.
No, you're not.
You pay money to watch an entertainment program. Fuck off.
That was our streak to end, not yours.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those deals where it's like, to some extent, you have to stand up for what you believe in, because I've been told that Vince respects that out of people when they really stand up for it.
Just not too much.
Well, yeah, then no, actually, like, if they're not being jerks about it, he does respect that when people stand up and say, you know, I'm okay with what you just said, because Jericho told that story when he had to stand up for himself because he didn't want to be naked on television.
Oh, yeah, they wanted him and Christian,
To be naked. And
Yeah,
he's
why
like-
not?
He's like, I had to stand up for myself, and Vince respected that.
I've heard many stories of people who were timid and then eventually did talk to Vince, and Vince is like, I want you to come to me every week
Yeah,
and ask me what plans I have for you.
pretty much, yeah. Jericho told the story in his book. He told Vince to fuck off to his face, and Vince ended up was putting him over like crazy. So he ran into somebody backstage, like Terry Taylor or Pat Patterson. They're like, "What did you just say to Vince?" Like, I told him to fuck off. He's like, "Well, whatever you said, good job, because he won't stop putting you over."
You know, I heard that song, Lights Go
Hey,
Out.
Vince.
Yeah,
Fuck yourself.
maybe later.
Oh,
But I heard that song, Lights Go Out. But you know when I was most impressed with you, Jericho? When I heard that song, Tights Go Off. Look at those legs. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
he did kind of mark out for that.
Look at those gams.
Y2 Gams.
New gimmick.
Why 2 Gams? Because he's not Zach Gallen. Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
God, now you're just offensive, Vince.
Yeah. Yeah, right? 2 questions left, but they're both good ones. Matt Hardman says, what's your take on the Mysterio Del Rio situation going on in AAA? I say good for Del Rio.
They're coming home. They're coming home. Tell the world.
The Mysterio thing is ridiculous, though, where they basically agreed to part ways, and then they're like, nope, we're going to re-sign you. And the thing is, like, Triple H did the verbal agreement, and then he made somebody else call him and be like, tell him he's got another year. Good passive-aggressive ownership there.
Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. He thinks he can go get employment somewhere else. He thinks his life's happy. Now call him and ruin his life.
This is actually why I think Kalisto and Sin Cara are going to win the NXT tag titles, because I think they're trying to avoid bad publicity right now.
To spite Rey Mysterio
Spite
and
Rey.
El Patron.
Well, I agree with the whole contract thing with Ray, where it's like
You could have been NXT tag champs.
Yeah, Rey. Alberto Del Rio.
I totally agree with their point of view on the contract, where it's like, if you miss that much time during injury, you owe us that time. Like, I get that. But if he's going to be that injury prone, keeping him around is a liability anyway.
I'm going to go help out the Mexicans.
Plus, it's not like you're getting exposure from him on television anyway.
They're still selling those
Yeah, he's
masks.
he's a merch seller. So, I think it is kind of a ridiculous situation. If they want to part ways and they can work out an agreement, they should follow through with it. And to not, I think, is bad business. The Del Rio thing, though, if he's really going to try to sue them, I wish him luck. Because even though I think he's got a strong case, I don't think he'll win. Because he's got to face Jerry McDivitt. And that's not going to work very well.
Well, he's
for
going
him.
to talk to the World Wildlife Fund people, and that's going to make him win.
Yeah. So
It's
how
going
did
to
you do
take
this?
20 years, but he'll win eventually.
Yes. But I think for Del Rio's career and everything, it's going to be better off. He's a bigger star now because he got his WWE exposure. So he's a bigger star in his native AAA, which wants him back, and that's where he wants to be, so he can wrestle trios again and work with his father. I think good for him. I think getting fired was the best thing that could have happened to him.
Yeah, and it freed up space on WWE TV for hopefully other people to take that spot. It really wasn't going to help him anymore.
Yeah, I think it's the best thing that could have happened. And if you disagree, I think you're wrong. Ugh. Man.
Well, you're wrong.
Our last question for this week from Chevy. Now that the network has been out for 6 months, what are your thoughts on it thus far?
Terrible. Unsubscribe. Oh, wait. No, I just don't have money.
LOL, Dan already did.
Dan was so mad that he didn't have any money and refused to make any more money to resubscribe.
It's got to go towards his New York Comic-Con fund, obviously.
Yep. Well, I mean, I have to get to New York first.
I heard North Carolina Comic-Con isn't as awesome for some reason.
Charlotte Comic-Con is actually pretty good. And it's
Oh, is it?
It's actually a pure Comic-Con.
Oh, wow.
Oh, pure Comic-Con.
pure
Who
Comic-Con.
invites comic guests to a Comic-Con?
Where are the entertainments?
You know what's really the saddest part about that is that, like, 3 years ago he was like, "What's up with all the entertainments? Where are all the comic people?"
Of course, because
And now he's
that's-
switched.
Because it's the opposite.
Because he's Bizarro.
Me am Bizarro.
Bizartonio. Real talk, though, the network is still a great value for that price that WWE
And I think
won't
now
shut
they
up
have
about.
every episode of Nitro up on there now, don't they?
Yeah. So I mean, you just
Ridiculous.
cannot.
Wow, they put that up?
Yeah,
Yep.
it really
Monday
is
Night
the
Wars
best thing.
just started.
Monday Night Wars is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can't watch SmackDown until tomorrow on Hulu, which, LOL, didn't miss anything, but I stayed up to watch the Monday Night Wars. And that's a series, not just one episode, which is awesome.
And it's going to run 20 episodes, they
Monday
said.
Night
Wow.
War.
Which is cool, because it'll cover everything, because it's, 3 years. It's pretty much 3-year timeline show.
Oh, sorry, I'm
It's technically 5, but 5 wasn't enough, man.
because Hunter was the one who kept calling it the wrong name, so now that's still stuck in my head, where he's like, it's Monday Night Wars, and they're like, no, it's just an R.
He's like, well, the teleprompter has an S. Show the teleprompter now.
The
Show
Monday
it.
Night Wars.
Let's
There were
blow
more than
kayfabe.
one. Yes, World Wars 2, because there was more than one.
Yep.
Well, it was the
Obviously, it's the second one.
It was the
Ugh.
sequel, yeah.
Oh, God. World War. The Winter Soldier.
World War III happened annually in WCW.
Lols.
For like 5 years.
And never changed, yeah.
Shows with multiple rings really suck, by the way. I just want to point that out. They're so freaking confusing. We need 3 rings for this Battle Royal. But if Big E was booking it...
5 rings, of course. Just like the Olympics.
Yeah, the network is still a great value. There's no reason to not have it if you're a wrestling fan. And that was our last question.
Okay. So that's it for this week? Wow.
Yep.
That was a pretty awesome show. It was a pretty big, bad show tonight.
Yes, I will be in Pennsylvania next week, permanently. So I might actually be able to record in comfortable weather.
So hopefully with working internets by next week.
Yes, on Saturday I'll have working
You'll have
internets.
comfortable weather the other half of the year.
Yes. So I will have my internets up and running for another Sunday recording.
Hooray.
All right, now I'm going to go check out those nitros. So everybody who listened to this week's show, you know what to do. Tell people about it. Tell people to download it. Tell people to just listen to the damn show, because it's awesome.
Listen to the damn show, damn it.
And you love it. And if you don't love it, guess what?
You're probably Antonio.
We don't love you, and you should go take the dog shit challenge. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
There's ice in my titties.